Hey there, everybody. Welcome back to the Planes, Trains, and Comic Books channel. My name is Matt, and today we're going to review Rad Wraith #1. And before we get into that, if you guys wouldn't mind liking, sharing, subscribing, commenting, it really helps me out and lets me know what you guys want to see more of. So, with that being said, let's get straight into it. All right, we got the cover here for Rad Wraith #1. It is a Black Caravan comic, which is the horror imprint or adult imprint for Scout Comics. It's written by Tristan Gallagher, illustrated by Christian Dembari, and colored by Simon Go. And we start off with this kid named Grom. He's a skater. He's trying to skate with the cool kids. They tell him, hey, you're not allowed to play with us because you're not part of the gang. But one of the kids named Mongo says, you can be a part of our gang, but you have to try out. And the tryout is you have to skate on the old half pipe behind the cemetery. So then we cut to later that night where Mongo and Grom are at the half pipe, and Grom chickens out. He's like, I don't want to do it. I'm too scared. Actually, I'm fine not being in your gang. But Mongo decides he's going to push Grom. So he pushes him, and Grom immediately falls off his skateboard, and he gets torn up. His face completely almost falls off. His arms are broken, and he definitely dies. So I guess Mongo either called the other gang members or they were there waiting in the car or something, but he makes them bury Grom there. And then we find out that cemetery was actually built on an ancient Indian skate park. And that is why Grom comes back as the Rad Wraith, skater of vengeance. So the next morning, Grom's mom comes in to wake him up, and she's really mad because there's dirt everywhere. Basically, Grom has risen from the dead, changed back from the Wraith into the boy, and tracked all this mud everywhere while walking back into his house. So Grom gets up. He's kind of like not sure what's going on. He doesn't remember what happened after the push. So he has to go to school freaked out. Then later that night, while Grom is sleeping, he has a dream about being buried by these guys and turning into the Wraith and escaping the grave. So then we cut to Mongo, who is getting kicked out of a van by his ex-girlfriend now because he cheated on her. And then he hears a noise. It's a familiar noise. It's the sound of a skateboard hitting the pavement really loud over and over again. And that's where I'm going to stop it. I don't want to spoil anything else. So that was Rad Wraith #1. I thought it was a pretty fun comic. The writing was okay. There were some areas that just could have been tightened up where Grom goes back to school the next day and he talks to his friend for a really long time. And then later that evening, he talks to his sister for a really long time as well. And I feel like those areas could have been used to explain the Wraith or the Wraith's powers more, but maybe issue 2 will explain that. I thought the art was fun. I liked the design of the Wraith. He looks really cool and eye-catching, and his skateboard is pretty awesome with that like alien on the bottom. The thing that really caught my eye was there was an homage cover to Swamp Thing #9 where Rad Wraith is popping out of water, and it looks pretty badass. But overall, I enjoyed this comic. I had a fun time reading it. I just wish the story could have been a little bit more Wraith focused. I want to know more about this specter of vengeance, but otherwise I thought it was a good start to this series. So I'm going to give this comic a 3 out of 5, and if you saw anything you like, definitely go pick it up at your local comic book store, and we will see y'all in the next one.